Halloween Horror Nights has completely changed and evolved into an event that is all day. That's right. This is going to be about a 15-hour event now. So that's why today I'm here to tell you everything you need to know about Halloween Horror Nights 2026 at Universal Orlando. I'm giving you the full rundown, and before we get started, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the Krystal Palace because I will be bringing you, of course, like every year, a Halloween Horror Nights coverage, and I'll bring you inside the houses this year as well. So you don't want to miss out on that. You can hit the notification bell, the little bell icon, ding, and get notified when I post. Okay, now let's talk about the event because this is the 35th anniversary and I've been saying for a while, they're gonna go big for number 35. Can you believe it? 35 years of Halloween Horror Nights? It's crazy. Okay, let's start off with the theme of this year. And you're gonna wanna stay tuned to the end of this video because there's a huge change that's gonna completely change your Halloween Horror Nights game plan that you may have been used to in the past. This year's event is an Infernal Carnival of Nightmares theme. And if you spell that out, Infernal Carnival of Nightmares. What does that spell? Icon! So a couple weeks ago, Universal sent me this amazing Infernal Carnival of Nightmares carousel. Throughout the weeks following, when they made an announcement on a house or a scare zone, they would send these acrylic figures. You can get them actually online now as well, or of course in the parks. But first and foremost, we have Jack the Clown and Dr. Oddfellow. You may remember Dr. Oddfellow from about 2 years ago. He was the icon. And Jack, this is gonna be his 4th year being an HHN icon. So the carousel, of course, is because the theme is a wicked carnival. It all starts with Dr. Oddfellow, a powerful oculist who's used his traveling circus to secretly harness dark supernatural forces connected to the Zodiac. And that is where our friend Jack the Clown comes in. Jack was already a killer when he joined Oddfellow's carnival, but the two had very different visions. Oddfellow wanted control while Jack thrived on chaos and turned the circus into his own violent playground. Eventually, Jack became just too dangerous, so Oddfellow, you can apply the rest. And he kept his body in a box, but that did not stop Jack. That actually just made him stronger. Jack escaped Oddfellow and took over the circus. So it's a lot. But Oddfellow, last night took an L, but tonight I bounced back. Oddfellow came back. He returned, taking control of the dark Zodiac. And that brings us to today. What are these two icons doing at Halloween Horror Nights? Well, Jack represents chaos and Oddfellow represents control. That's how the two are connected, and that's why they're gonna be together at Halloween Horror Nights this year. A lot of HHN is knowing about the lore, so I'm gonna try to share some lore with you that you should know for it to make some sense in this video. Okay, now for the main attraction of Halloween Horror Nights, and that is of course the HHN houses. Woo! Instead of just listing them all out for you and reading the description, which is boring, I'm gonna give you my hype list and I'm gonna put a little description. Let's just give the room for the description right over here. Also, shout out to this right here. The spooky Ferris wheel, I was looking everywhere for it. And I have to thank Alexandra and Sam and family so much because they were so generous enough to not only go out and look for it for me, but also send me one. And it makes my whole thing. I love it so much. I just turn around and hit the button all the time. It's amazing. And it fits the spooky carnival theme so well. I love it. Okay, let's go on to my rankings. Now, the rankings are, this is my hype list. Of course, I haven't been into the houses yet, so I don't know what they're gonna be. And I also wanna say that I do find it hard to rank the original houses before you get to go into them because sometimes the originals are just so incredible, but they're original, so you don't know what exactly they're gonna be like. So this is just my loose hype list. Number 1, I have my top 3 is like really like my number 1 because I couldn't decide which. So first I have Jack and Oddfellow, Chaos and Control. I think this is gonna be a chaotic house between like, I think you're gonna like walk in and see Jack on one side, Oddfellow on the other side, and it's just gonna be mayhem and it's gonna have a carnival theme. I think it's gonna be really, really cool. Next is HR Blood and Guts presents a Halloween Frightacular. I believe this is gonna be like a Slaughter Cinema 2 type of fun, but also creepy, scary house. So the little backstory lore you need to know here is that Larry Kurtzberger, aka HR Blood and Guts, has escaped from the Cary State Penitentiary on Halloween Day to return to the WKNB television station for a final Halloween special. I think this is just gonna be really cool, retro, throwback, Halloween radio vibes, and I'm here for it. Next, I have Ozzy Osbourne, Prince of Darkness. Now, I love the music houses so much. Oh, I forgot to show you well, this is actually the first one. I think they are so fun. Here we have, you can see Ozzy, and I just broke my carousel, so I'm gonna put it down and not pick it up again. Thank you. You guys, I hope you got the gist. I love music houses, and I think this is gonna be so fun to walk through and something that's really original because, you know, it's not just like a horror movie. You can copy the scenes. You got to just be super creative and come up with whatever you think is inside Ozzy Osbourne's mind. That's why I'm really excited for this one. Next up, you would think that I would have this one higher, and I would think I would have this one higher for sure, because that is Stranger Things 5. Now, I love Stranger Things. I am a huge Stranger Things fan. I think it's one of the best shows of this generation, but this is the 4th Stranger Things house. And yeah, I don't know. They're good. They're great for Stranger Things fans. And obviously I'm excited because of the final season. When I was watching the season, I was like, this is going to be such a good HHN house. Like the sets that they had, they can so do amazing things. So I'm still very excited for it. But the only reason why it's not number 1 is just because we've had it before. Next is Sinners. I think this is going to be an amazing, amazing house. I think the sets are going to be insane. I think it's going to be scary. I think it's going to be creepy. I think it's going to be one of the best IP houses for sure. Next is Hellraiser. We got a look at Pinhead recently. Yeah, scary. I think it's going to be a scary one. Next up, I have... Oh, you scared me.
Sinners house.
I'm talking about HHN and you like gave me a jump scare. Okay, next I have Invasion Alien Abduction. The whole alien thing is either gonna be weird or it's gonna be really cool. So I'm excited to see what they do with this one. Next is Cybergoria. This one might be really cool because with the way that AI and technology is going, this one might hit home a little bit. Second to last, I have Madlands Caged Cannibals. This one is going to be the smelly house of the year, if you know what I mean. It's going to stink, but it might be fun. Who knows? We'll see. I kind of like the smelly houses and like the houses like Terrifier last year had the wet path. It makes for, you know, something to talk about. And lastly, Evil Dead Burn. Not too excited for this one just because I have not seen the last movie, so... But let me know which house you are most hyped for in the comments. Now for one of my favorite parts of Halloween Horror Nights, and that is the scare zones. So we're gonna have 4 scare zones this year. First is the Infernal Carnival of Nightmares, right when you walk into the park on Illumination Boulevard. Next is Downtown Clown Town in New York, and this one is gonna be so fun, I think, because we're gonna have the clown back, and also killer clowns from outer space. So if you like to clown around in Clown Town, then come on down to New York to see your favorite clowns. Fort Nightmares is coming to HHN this year. This scare zone is going to be in Central Park, and there has been a lot of controversy online about having Fortnite at HHN. The debate was that it's going to bring in a lot of kids, but you know what? You have to make HHN fans somewhere, right? So might as well start them young. And a lot of older people like Fortnite too, so I don't see a problem with it. I'm excited to see what they do, and I think it's actually gonna be a lot of fun because you're supposed to like brace for the storm. I think they're gonna have like big fans, and it's going to be like a wind tunnel thing. I think it'll be really, really cool. And lastly, the sideshow of Decay in Hollywood. This is going to be like a carnival junkyard. Maybe we'll see like my spooky Ferris wheel over here. Who knows? But that is the scare zones for this year. Along with the scare zones, there'll be street experiences returning, like the Mel's Die-In Zombies and Club Horror. There will also be the Chainsaw Horde in Springfield. Shows, 2 new versions of the shows this year. Of course, the iconic popular Nightmare Fuel is returning. This year is a vampire theme. A tip for Nightmare Fuel is if you want to go and see it, be sure to arrive at least 30 minutes before the showtime because it is popular and it will just book up. And then the Lagoon show is a Stranger Things show, which I'm really excited for because you're gonna get to relive your favorite music, your favorite moments, and it's gonna be like a Squawk radio broadcast. I think that this will be really cool. And then of course, 4 rides are open during the event: Men in Black, Escape from Gringotts, Mummy, Transformer, the usual. So now it's time for me to discuss the main reason for this video pretty much, and that is the change to Stay and Scream. Stay and Scream, if you don't know what it is, it's an early access period to Halloween Horror Nights. It runs from 2 p.m. until Halloween Horror Nights officially begins at 6:30. That change this year is at 2 p.m. That is very, very, very early. You can get into houses at 2 p.m., which means you have to line up at like 1 p.m. But during this time, you don't have to do houses. You can still just roam around the park, do some rides, get some food and drinks until the event starts or until you're ready to do a house. In order to do Stay and Scream, you'll need to get a wristband, which the wristband stations will open up at the park open at a guest services booth, and then additional stations will open up at 2 p.m. at the Villain Con Minion Blast and King's Cross station. And if you have Stay and Scream, which means you have a valid park ticket or you purchase a Scream early ticket, you can't enter after 5 p.m. so you have to make sure you get there early. What happens at 2 p.m.? 2 p.m., 3 houses will open: Stranger Things 5, Hellraiser, and Jack and Oddfellow, Chaos and Control. Then at 4 p.m., more houses will open. 5:15 p.m., more houses will open. And at 6:30, Halloween Horror Nights begin. So if you have that Scream early ticket or an annual pass or a valid day ticket, you are getting the biggest advantage ever. Seriously, it is so worth it to get there early. You can get at least those 3 houses knocked out way before the event even starts. So make sure you note this change because I don't want you showing up at 3 or 4 o'clock thinking that Stay and Scream is starting now. Nope, starts at 2 p.m. and you can get there as early as 10 a.m. when the park opens, 9 a.m. when the park opens, and get your wristband ready to go for Stay and Scream. So that's a big change. Of course, when it's opening weekend, I will share with you all the tips, everything you need to know from the park. So that's why it's important to subscribe to KP and stay tuned for more Halloween Horror Nights fun. I can't wait. Let me know in the comments what you're most excited for. I'll see you guys in the fog. Peace. But wait, look what just arrived. You know, it's tradition now. When I'm sitting here and yapping in front of the camera, gotta have our hotcakes and a nice DP. Cheers.